welcome in. It's another edition of the Joe Raineri Show, brought to you by uwager.eu, Wager Talk, Halftimemagic.com, TrendyBets.com, and of course our good friends at Miami Acura and Good Greek Moving and Storage. Certainly hope your weekend went swimmingly. We've got a whole bunch of sports betting news and information coming your way here over the next 45 minutes or so. Want to welcome you. Those of you joining us for the very first time, we are across all 5 platforms today. That is how we stream to you. Yes, we're a little bit late. Sorry about that. Technology ran us a little bit behind today, but that's okay. Most of you can consume us via on demand on Twitch, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Periscope, and on Twitter. And for those of you that are there right now, and I can see you guys piling into the YouTube room as we speak, welcome in. Happy Monday. Thanks for making us a part of the day. Scott, CEO, halftimemagic.com. He is going to join us here in just a couple of minutes, and he's going to talk about some of the plays from over the weekend that just exemplify exactly why halftimemagic.com might be the betting strategy for you. Now, we pride ourselves on the Joe Raineri Show of introducing and bringing to you guys the best from around the country, the best sports handicappers, the best sport handicapping services. There is no one-way, one-size-fits-all situation here when it comes to betting on sports. And all of these handicappers bring different tools and bring different traits to the table. Our job, as far as the way I see it, is we present them to you and you figure out exactly what works best for you. Every bettor is different and every sports handicapper and service is different. Our job here is to try and make it a little bit easier for you to decide exactly what works for you, because let's face it, anybody that has spent any time on social media recently, you might have seen everybody's a sports handicapper. And not only are they a sports handicapper, but they are a 95% winner when they bet on sports and the picks that they give you. It's amazing. It really is. If I could show you, and I won't, but if I could show you the amount of DMs that I get a day from the so-called professional handicappers who want to show me how brilliant they are. It's amazing to me to watch them go 45%, 50%, 51% once the games are over. But you never see those. You never see those plays on their timelines at all. All they seem to do is celebrate the 1 out of 32 wins that they had or that they sent me over the week. It's quite amazing. But that's what we're here for. We're here to try to present to you and bring you and showcase you the best from around the country. Some of these guys that you see on the show, guys like Ralph Michaels, who you will hear from a little bit later on tonight's Monday Night Football game. Ralph's been doing it 40 years. Mark Lawrence, another guy, been doing it forever. We're real excited. Joe D'Amico is going to be joining us on Fridays. Another legend in the industry, has been doing it forever. Also going to introduce you to guys that are under the radar, haven't been doing it for 40-some-odd years. But you know what? They have been steady. They have been transparent. They have been upfront. They've been doing it over the last few years, and they're quality guys. They're quality individuals. And those are the guys that we want to introduce to you as well. Guys like TrendyBets.com will have their NBA play of the day coming up. As I clear my throat, sorry about that. TrendyBets.com, their NBA play of the day, which has been a fire pick for us over the whole last, 30 days, the last month that we've been giving those to you. These guys have been tremendous. Their NBA plays, they're underdogs. If you guys head over to TrendyBets.com, you will see what I am talking about. These guys have been unbelievable, and we can't thank them enough for being part of the show. But guys like TrendyBets, you'd probably never know who they were, but these guys are giving solid information and solid winners on a consistent basis that are transparent and are upfront, and those are exactly the kinds of guys that we want to introduce you to. So the only thing that we ask in return from those of you that are watching us right now and spending time with us is share this if you could, because that's how it works on social media. When we stream like this live, the more you interact, the better it is for us. We are trying to reach as many sports enthusiasts, sports investors, sports bettors as humanly possible. And the way to do that, because let's face it, between Twitter and Facebook and YouTube, yeah, you know how it works with them. They want, in order for them to be able to push your content out, they want to see you interact with us. So if you could hit like, if you could hit share, if you could subscribe to our channels like you guys are doing right now on YouTube, and I can see it and I appreciate you all. If you can retweet our stuff, if you can like our pages on Facebook, if you can become our followers on Twitch, that would mean the world to us. We put a lot of effort into this. The handicappers we have on the show, these guys are putting in a lot of hours each and every day to try and bring you some of the best and most insightful information there is. So the way you can show some love back to us is simply by subscribing and interacting with our content, and it would mean the world to us. So I do want to also thank our sponsors here today before I get to the lunatics who are hanging out in the chat rooms already. I see you guys. Eve, good to see you. Kevin, nice to see you. John, always a pleasure to see you hanging out. Doug is hanging out with us in Periscope. Good to see you, Doug. And Jeremy, also a pleasure to see you hanging out with us on YouTube. You guys are piling into the YouTube channel. That's at Joe Raineri Show. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. We're going to get to Scott from halftimemagic.com. We're going to get you learn a little bit from him today as to why Halftime Magic might exactly be the betting platform and the betting system that you've been looking for. It's a little bit different. Okay, I'll tell you that right now. I've been investing in it myself. I've been a player with it now for close to the last month. And can I tell you something? It makes it very difficult to going back and playing the old style of betting and looking at games. And when you hear from him, you will understand exactly what we are talking about. But we do. Yes, we do. We want to go ahead and thank one of our brand new sponsors here on the show, Good Greek Moving and Storage. These guys move South Florida like we've never seen. They are the movers of South Florida, and all you have to do, if you do need a mover, and if it's anywhere, I don't care if it's up a flight of stairs or if it's 2 towns over or 3 states over, cross country, doesn't make a difference. If you need a mover and you are in the South Florida vicinity or maybe moving to the South Florida vicinity, Greek Moving and Storage is definitely the way for you to go. Visit them at GreekMoving.com or simply on your cell phone, dial ** Greek. That is ** Greek for Greek Moving and Storage, the #1 movers. As a matter of fact, they are the movers for the official movers of the Miami Marlins and the Florida Panthers. That is right. Miami Marlins, Florida Panthers. These are the guys they turn to move people, and they'll move you as well. Simply head over to GreekMoving.com or dial * Greek on your cell phone. Coming up here in just about 25 minutes, we'll go ahead and get you the TrendyBets.com NBA play of the day. Well, guys, happy Monday. Joining us via the Miami Acura hotline right now is our good friend Scott, CEO of HalftimeMagic.com. And you guys know we've been telling you every day about Halftime Magic and why it is definitely a system that you may want to try. Why? Because sometimes the markets just work in your favor, and that's really what HalftimeMagic.com is all about. And, Scott, let me start with you because nobody better to explain it than you right now. If somebody is just joining us and somebody is just watching, they go to HalftimeMagic.com. What is it they're looking at? What is HalftimeMagic.com?
HalftimeMagic.com is basically analysis of a game at the half. So that is where the best edge in sports is be able to see how 2 teams are matching up real time, at halftime, and then placing a much more educated wager on the game.
It's so funny, Scott, because we talk about this each and every week, and if you're new to the show, if you're just tuning in, Scott laughs a lot at times when he talks to bettors because he's going, well, you're actually placing bets before you see any of these teams in action with each other. And it's kind of crazy when you think of it, Scott. It's like, why would you ever bet a game if you haven't seen what they look like battling each other in the first half? Wouldn't you have a more educated, response as to what might be happening in the second half if you actually watch them play before betting them before they even hit the field or the court?
Right, absolutely. I mean, you see that all the time where you see this analysis pregame of, you got the number one rushing offense going against the number 31st rush defense, and this matchup is just going to be exploited. And then they play the real game, and the exact opposite happens. And then they contribute it to some other reason. The running back was hurt, or they decided to go to the passing game. Whatever the case may be, the point is, if you wait to see what's actually happening in the game and the statistics that are produced by that, then you have a much, much more educated wager, and statistical edge in your favor when you place your wager. So, betting blindly before a game is just that. It's blind. And when you're betting at halftime, you're at least able to see how these teams are matching up.
Yeah, because and anybody who's a sports fan, you understand it's a tale, and we hear this all the time, Scott. It's a tale of two halves. There was, for instance, last night in the Sunday night game, watching Pittsburgh and San Diego, that was a tale of two halves. But I think what's important to point out here is that the line didn't necessarily adjust accordingly between the first half and the second half. And I think that's something we should touch on too, Scott, is explain to the viewers, the markets are soft sometimes between that adjustment between the pregame line and then all of a sudden that second half line. Sometimes it just doesn't make any damn sense.
Right. Well, that's the dual edge, right? So that's two parts of the system, of the most important components of what we do, right? So the first one is seeing how these teams match up real time, which is a huge, huge advantage. But then the other thing is these Vegas lines at halftime are set in a cookie cutter method where they are not looking at statistics in the first half. It's not based on that whatsoever. All it's based on is a fragment of the actual game line, and then they base their metrics on that to set the second half line. So it's not based on their interaction whatsoever. So the way we do it is we're seeing the interaction, and then we're also taking advantage of soft lines that are not indicative of what's actually happening in the game statistics-wise, if that makes any sense.
It absolutely does, because the market doesn't adjust. It's not like stocks or traders or anything along those lines where it's kind of real time and the lines and the market is adjusting. It's really not. I mean, Vegas is going leading up, depending on how much money they have on one side or the other will depend on how they fluctuate the line, and not a lot of people bet the second half, so those line movements, they don't adjust in real time at all, so hence that's where you get the edge.
Right. A perfect example would be I'm thinking back to Saturday, one of our easy winners, Utah State versus Cal Irvine. Utah State was on the road. They were getting one, and they were up 10 points at halftime. So, if anyone was an astute, knew how to read stats the way we do and analyze stats, you can see Utah State should have been favored in that second half. But because the line was them getting one for the game, Vegas tries to bring that line closer to the Cal Irvine side, and Utah State's getting two in the second half, which would equate to them getting 8 for the full game. Line did adjust a little bit, but the point is the Vegas odds makers are trying to move that line more towards the full game line. So instead of Utah State giving points in the second half, which they should have been because of the stats, they're getting 2 points just because it's based on a full game line, which has nothing to do with what really happened in the first half. So that was a gift. They ended up winning the game by the second half by 14 points. So you're not only getting 2, then they also win by 14. It's a 16-point spread on the game that was just a layup for us because we knew, based on stats, that was going to happen.
And that's it. And that's the other thing to understand too, is that you're not getting 900 games a night to play on here. What's in real time, what's happening with Halftime Magic is that they are only alerts over to you on the games that have the serious significant edge, the games that they feel this is where the value is, this is where we have the best edge. If it's anything less than, if it's 50-50 or less, you guys aren't sending those alerts out, Scott. You are only sending out the games from a statistical standpoint, a mathematical standpoint that says we've got an edge here, this is a game we play.
Right, and it's both, right? So it's an edge and our favor, right? So it does us no good to see, hey, this team dominated first half, and we look at the line and they're -8 second half, right? That there's no edge there, right? So it's got to be not only a domination of the statistics, but then the line also has to be soft and in our favor. So we need those two components for it to be a play. And as you can imagine, I mean, there are plenty of plays on a night. On a good night, you're talking 3, 4, 5 plays, but it's not like you're getting a halftime play on every game that's going off where you can't manage it.
Yeah, and that's the other thing, too, that we should let you know and that you have to understand. When you go to halftimemagic.com and you get yourself signed up there and you get yourself into a package, there's a few things. You'll get a welcome letter, and you also need to be prepared in order to get these alerts, because we are talking about a minimal time for you to be able to get the alert, get the play, and then be able to make that bet. So you've got to give yourself, you got to put yourself in a position to be able to get that bet in, Scott, once those alerts come in. And sometimes people, you got to understand, it's going to come, and then when it comes, you don't have, I'll get to it later to be able to make that bet, because we are talking half times here. We're not talking the game starts at 8. We're talking about tip-off or whatever it may be is in 5 minutes. So you've got to be ready to be able to act when these alerts come over.
Right, and that's why we use a text messaging service to send our plays out immediately. Once the game's analyzed, you get the plays between roughly 5 to 10 minutes before the tip of the second half goes off. It's more closer to 10 to give you ample time, and once in a while it'll be within 5 minutes. But we'll let you know if it's a closer tip time. We'll let you know, hey, you got to get this in. We'll post the tip time as well, so okay, I got 4 minutes to get this in. So, I mean, yeah, sometimes we'll be under the gun to get those in, but, I mean, with the technology nowadays, it's not a big deal. You got your smartphone, you click over to your website, put that play in within, 30 seconds. So it's not a big deal, and that's the way you take advantage of what's going on. That's the edge.
Yep, and right now, as a matter of fact, I mean, Scott is he's just so, believes in it so much, and the whole methodology and what's going on at halftimemagic.com, that he wants to give you an opportunity to be able to experience it for yourself. So on the screen right now, you guys are seeing our halftimemagic.com text line. That's 305-791-3839. That's 305-791-3839. You go ahead and text us into the show right now. You text Halftime Magic to the halftimemagic.com text line, and you'll be eligible to win a free 2-day pass of plays from halftimemagic.com. So all you have to do is text the show right now, 305-791-3839. Just hashtag us Halftime Magic, and we'll go ahead and give you a chance to experience it yourself. And what we have found, Scott, I think, over the last couple of weeks is that once people understand this and once people start getting in the rhythm of this, they love it. It's very hard to go back and start betting on games without first seeing what they look like ahead of time.
Absolutely. I mean, I personally, of course, we play all our plays, right? That's how the whole system came to be. But I personally, I can't remember the last time I played a full game line. It's like sacrilegious now. I can't do it. I mean, I feel like I'm at such a disadvantage by placing a bet on a game, prior to actually seeing how they're matching up. So yeah, I mean. That's it, exactly.
All right, so do yourselves a favor right now. Go ahead and first get over to Halftime Magic, at Halftime Magic on Twitter. Make sure you follow Scott. Also, transparency, very important. All the plays are posted after the alerts go out, so there's no hiding behind anything. Everything, every play, every day is posted at Halftime Magic on Twitter, so you'll be able to see it in real time. The alert goes out, the tip-off happens, or the second half starts, and then the play gets posted. So there's no waiting in between or posting the following day. All the picks are there. Transparency, very important. You get it at Halftime Magic on Twitter. Then do yourself a favor and head over to halftimemagic.com. You'll see the website. You'll see the affordable packages. But if you want a 2-day pass, if you want to see what all of this is all about, out, simply text us right now, 305-791-3839. Give yourself an opportunity to walk away with a 2-day pass and a 2 days worth of free plays courtesy of Scott and the fellas over at halftimemagic.com. It is a new week, Scott. It is Monday, which means there's plenty of action going on. College basketball, NBA. We still got football going on, bowl games coming up. So there's plenty of time for people to be able to profit using halftimemagic.com.
Yes, plenty of plays, plenty of sports. You will not be disappointed in the volume of plays that you get.
No.
And it's not only volume. It's what's the saying? It's quality, not quantity. With us, you get both. So
that's correct. That is absolutely correct. And make sure you guys understand too. And we should probably mention this quickly, Scott, is the idea that you're not looking for home runs on every one of these. I think one of the best betting strategies that we have talked about, Scott, over the last couple of weeks was, listen, you got a bankroll, pick a percentage of your bankroll, and stay consistent with those bets on these plays when they come over. Don't just go, all right, I'm going everything one at a time. It's not the way to work. It is a marathon. It is not a sprint here, Scott.
Right, and that's what the newer or the novice gambler that is looking to improve needs to understand and know. Every play, especially our plays, should be bet the same exact amount, right?
Yes.
As you win, if you want to have plateaus, okay, well my bankroll gets this amount, then I'm going to up my bets for all my plays. That's fine, but varying amounts for plays. So, for instance, we start out the day, we go 0-2, and then the next two plays, you're like, well, they're due, so I'm gonna double up on these plays. That is exactly how the average losing gambler loses, because you're throwing the statistics off. Your probability is way, way off when you do that. So you have to be consistent across the board with your plays. And, as you win, then you can up your bankroll, but you cannot vary your bet amounts or you will blow your account out.
Yeah,
100%.
Don't do it. I mean, stay consistent. Pick a percentage. Everyone's got a bankroll. Pick that percentage. As you win, your bet will increase accordingly. Don't change the percentage. Just the only thing that's going to change is your bankroll. The percentage stays the same. As you start winning more, your bets will increase. As you start losing more, again, your bets will decrease. Everything is relative, but don't always be looking for the home run. That's the best advice I think anybody can give the novice bettor right now. The other bit of advice is head over to Halftime Magic, at Halftime Magic on Twitter. Make sure you follow, and do yourselves a favor right now. Get over to halftimemagic.com. He is Scott. He is CEO. He is the mastermind behind the system that is profiting at about 58% right now, Scott. We're talking about 58% winners, and for those that understand sports, that is ridiculous. For those that don't understand, they may go, what, 58%? But in the world of sports betting, if you are anything over 52, 53%, you're hitting home runs.
Absolutely. I mean, that's anything you read, you'll find that out, that if a professional player or service can hit over, even over 55% is astounding, but when you approach the 58-60% range, you are, a superstar in this business. And yes. for anyone to say, and I'm talking longer run or longer term, right? So week, month, but anyone to say, hey, yeah, I hit 70% winners over the last year, it's not true.
Yeah, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. But
not with any kind of volume, right? Yeah, someone could pick 4 games over a year period and win 3 of them, absolutely. But when you're putting out a decent amount of volume, it's never going to happen ever.
No, it's not. Yeah. No, it's not. But 58%, it is documented. Check it out. It's on the Twitter page. You can all see it right there at Halftime Magic. Follow it. Get to halftimemagic.com, or do yourself a favor. Text the show right now, 305-791-3839. Give yourself a chance to win a free 2-day pass of plays from halftimemagic.com. He is Scott. He is the CEO. We appreciate his time each and every week here on the show. Scott, good luck to you, my friend. We'll be waiting for the alerts tonight, and we will do this again next Monday.
Thanks for having me, and we're due for a big run here. Can't wait.
Yes.
Can't wait for everyone to be involved.
Halftimemagic.com. Get there today. Yep, we want to appreciate, I want to tell Scott, thank you very much for stopping by. It's just another example of what we do here on the show, and what we try to bring to you is that there is a lot of different ways to approach being a profitable sports handicapper and a sports bettor. And Halftime Magic just represents one of those ways to do it. And it's a very fast-paced way to go. It's something that's, you got to be, some people might not have the time to be involved in like a Halftime Magic. You're out. I mean, the alert comes over, you got to be ready to be able to place the bet within 5 minutes. So that may not work for some people who want to be able to, their style as a sports bettor is to, take the information, kind of look at it, go back and forth, and then place a bet, ahead of time. Maybe on a bet on, you're looking to play a Sunday NFL game, but you know what? You got all information you need. You like to place them by Wednesday before the lines get out of control. Maybe Halftime Magic isn't the way for you because it is so real time and it is so quick. But for those of you that like the action, man, I got to tell you, Halftime Magic is definitely something you guys may want to try. So do yourself a favor. Follow Scott first and foremost over on Twitter at Halftime Magic. But head over to halftimemagic.com, and if you want a shot at a free 2-day pass, so you can experience it for yourself, simply text us here on the show, 305-791-3839. That's 305-791-3839. Just go ahead and text us halftime, man. Give us Halftime Magic in that text, and we'll go ahead and see if we can't get you set up with a free 2-day pass and 2 days worth of plays from Halftime Magic so you can experience it for yourself. And that is truly what it is all about here on the show. Coming up, TrendyBets.com, we've got your NBA play of the day. This is another group that if you are new to the show, TrendyBets.com, they provide us each and every show a free NBA play of the day. This pick, and you'll ask the viewers and you'll ask the bettors who've been following, this has been fire. This has been, 72%, I think, over the last month? Yeah, 72%. This pick has been fantastic. These free NBA plays have been nothing but money. So we're going to provide you with a free NBA play of the day, courtesy of TrendyBets.com. That is coming up here in 2 minutes, but we do have to, once again, thank a few of our sponsors here. Here's how it works. They support us. We certainly hope that you'll support them so we can keep bringing you this information. And our goal, of course, is to make you a better. Say that again. We want to make you a better. That's right. Better. That's our goal here on the Joe Raineri Show, and we want to thank our good friends over at Miami Acura who make that possible. We ask that you check out Miami Acura, miamiacura.com, if you're in the market for a new or used vehicle. This holiday season, don't do anything before you head over to miamiacura.com. If you are in the 305, then head over to South Dixie Highway, brand spanking new showroom. It is unbelievable what they have done there at Miami Acura. Go check them out. If you're outside of the 305, you can call them at 855-564-4669. Do yourself a favor. Take a test drive, the all-new 2019 RDX. The thing practically drives itself. It's all new. It's all redesigned. And it's at a price you probably never thought was possible. So do it right now. Go see everyone else. But before you make a decision on anything, make sure you head over to miamiacura.com and check out exactly what they've got to offer. Now, don't go nowhere. When we come back, we'll go ahead, give you that TrendyBets.com, that NBA play of the day. Plus, we'll introduce you to one of our new sports handicappers. This guy's a legend when I tell you. At least that's his name. His name is Legend. We'll introduce you to VIPSportsLegend.com. That is coming up. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in exactly 95 seconds. That's right, 95 seconds. It's the Joe Raineri Show. Happy Monday.
Where do you want to go on a vacation or honeymoon? The Caribbean, Europe, Hawaii, Mexico? How about Disney or a cruise? At Superior Cruise and Travel, we've got you covered. We'll assign you your own travel concierge. They'll help you design a custom vacation plan that you can't find online. And the service is completely free. You can't compare the value of this to any other online travel company. We can help you plan a custom vacation anywhere in the world. We even offer payment plans with no credit card required. Now you pay off your vacation on your time schedule. Call now and mention the promo code RADIO and save up to $500. Book your custom trip. Call Superior Cruise and Travel now and talk to one of the highest-rated travel agencies in the country with a 5-star A+ online rating.
800-901-5536. 800-901-5536. 800-901-5536. That's 800-901-5536.
Were you scammed into signing a timeshare contract? And did you miss the part that said you have to pay for your great idea? Not only for the rest of your life, but when you're not here anymore, you get to pass this turkey onto your family for them to pay for the rest of their lives. Thanks, Dad. Don't burden your family down the road, and don't be stuck with expensive timeshare payments forever. Get out of your bad idea timeshare contract guaranteed, or pay nothing. Call Resort Release today and learn for free how their timeshare exit team can help you legally exit your timeshare contract. They've helped thousands of people, and they're A+ rated with a BBB. So if you feel scammed, get mad and get out of your expensive timeshare contract right now, guaranteed. Call NOW.
800-898-0816. 800-898-0816. 800-898-0816. That's 800-898-0816.
Back pain doesn't take vacations. It never celebrates holidays. It's on the job 24/7 to keep your life exactly where it is, in limbo. But it doesn't have to be that way, because Laser Spine Institute can help you take back your life from chronic neck and back pain. With a less than 1-inch incision, our minimally invasive procedures have provided relief to over 60,000 patients with a 97% patient satisfaction rate. So get ready to stand tall and live the life you've imagined for yourself without pain. Are you or a loved one suffering from a bulging disc, herniated disc, spinal stenosis, pinched nerve, or degenerative disc disease? Call our spine care consultants now for a no-cost MRI review and to learn more. It's time to say goodbye to chronic neck and back pain. What have you got to lose? Laser Spine Institute, the leader in minimally invasive spine surgery.
Call 855-720-BACK. 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 That's 855-720-BACK.
Don't be such a pussy. Subscribe to the Say It With Me podcast with Joe Raineri on iTunes today.
Yeah, welcome in. Happy Monday. Thank you so very much for making us a part of the day. Want to remind you, if you are in the market for a mover, if you've got to move upstairs, if you've got to move out of your house because you didn't hit that 15-team parlay like you were hoping you would do, then simply call Good Greek Moving and Storage in the South Florida vicinity. It's so simple, too. Good Greek Moving and Storage, they are the movers of choice for not only the Miami Marlins, and we know how many people they ship out of here, but also Florida Panthers. Yeah, that was good. I was just there on the game on Friday. So they are the official movers of not only the Miami Marlins, but the Florida Panthers, and it's very simple to get in touch with them. Star Greek. That's all you got to do. If you need a mover, they are definitely the ones that we would go ahead and recommend. All right, we got a Monday Night Football game coming up. We want to do a little review of the what we witnessed over the weekend in the world of sports, the good, the bad, and the ugly. We will do that, but we want to get out of the way and get you this pick, because we love our TrendyBets.com, our free NBA play of the day, brought to you by the guys over at TrendyBets.com. If you have not been there yet, it's one of the nicest, cleanest websites you will see. Very easy to navigate, and maybe the best part about TrendyBets.com is the transparency and the winners that they have been providing, especially in the NBA, over the last 30 days. So do yourself a favor, visit TrendyBets.com. Let's take a look at that NBA play of the game tonight. Here it is, December 3rd. They're looking at the Rockets at Timberwolves. Laying 2, total 220. Here's what we know from TrendyBets.com. Rockets 4-1 ATS in their last 5 road games versus a team with a home winning percentage of greater than 600. That's what the Rockets are looking at tonight. They're also 4-1 ATS in their last 5 following an ATS win. They've actually won a couple of games back-to-back, if you can believe that. Rockets are also 7-2 ATS in the last 9 games against the Timberwolves, and the Rockets are 15-7 ATS in their last 22 in Minnesota, which is where this game is. The TrendyBets.com free NBA play of the day. They're going to go Rockets -2. Take the Rockets laying 2 on the road against the Timberwolves. That is your TrendyBets.com NBA play of the day. Make sure that you guys head over to TrendyBets.com. Plenty of action on there, not just the NBA, college basketball, college football, NFL. They've got it all for you. NHL, a great selection, great packages, all courtesy of TrendyBets.com. And we are loaded once again this week. Of course, you know Ralph Michaels joins us on Tuesdays. We talk college basketball with him. WagerTalk.com, the official host of Ralph Michaels. You can catch him at CalSportsLV on Twitter. We love Ralph. He'll be joining us tomorrow, but we're excited to bring on one of the newest members here on the Joe Raineri Show. This week, our featured capper is going to be Joe D'Amico. It doesn't, listen, guys, when it comes to legends, it doesn't get any more legendary, especially in Vegas, than Joe D'Amico. He's with at All American Wins. That's AASIwins.com. You can follow Joe on Twitter at Joe D'Amico Wins, at Joe D'Amico Wins. He's going to be joining us here on Friday, 4 o'clock. He'll get you all set up with everything you need to know about the weekend in the world of sports. Plus, he's going to have some advice for you, some advice on making you, what? A better. That's exactly why we bring on the pros. That's why we bring these guys on, is so they can help you become a better. Joe D'Amico, he'll be joining us Friday. You don't want to miss that show. If you guys have never heard Joe before, he's all over the radio in Las Vegas. He is Johnny personality, Joey personality. He is a lot of fun, and he's a welcome addition here on the show. Looking forward to talking to him. That is coming up on Friday on the Joe Raineri Show. Do not forget that. Also, if you guys could, we'd much appreciate it. Go ahead, like us, share us, subscribe to us, do all those great things that are required by the social media platforms to help us be engaged with you. So they'll go ahead and put this content in front of people who are actually looking for it. So we would certainly appreciate the subs, and we'd appreciate the likes and the retweets and all of that good stuff. But more importantly, we thank you for taking some time out and joining us today on a Monday as we get ready for some Monday Night Football. And speaking of Ralph Michaels, Ralph joins us on Thursdays as well to talk a little NFL football. And we asked him about tonight's -6. Is it still? I think it's still -6. Yeah, let me double check. Let me go to the uwager.eu. Let's see what the wager is. We got Eagles laying 6, over under 44.5 currently right now. I had asked Ralph if he liked this game. He wasn't thrilled about it. He didn't have a great play on it one way or another, but he did have some information that he wanted to share about football in general this time of year. So it's all about making you a better. Here is Ralph Michaels with some betting strategy this time of year. Take a listen.
Teams that are playing a second straight road game in December, this is in December only, against a division foe, they are over 66% all the way back to 2010, the last 9 years. So I think in the NFL, people have that mentality, well, it's late in the year. This team has to travel twice in a row. I'm gonna lean with the home team because they are fresher and didn't have to travel. Well, you're playing a division foe, so you already know this foe. The preparation is much different. We see that in division games, the second division game, how much closer they are and how much less work you have to do because you know that team. And this is the NFL. You don't have to worry about traveling. I mean, it's probably more difficult for some of these people in LA to get from their house when there's rush hour traffic to the stadium than it is to go to the suburbs, hop on a jet and fly 3 hours to a division foe, watching a movie and having a healthy, luxurious meal in seats that are one seat per row. So, travel in the NFL is not travel. When you want to talk about some college football or college basketball traveling situations, I'm all for that. But again, road teams are overrated in the NFL, and late in December, don't be worried about playing those back-to-back teams. And again, when you're looking at weather, weather's going to affect totals. You're going to see these totals start to really fall. And snow or rain shouldn't really affect your handicapping. Quarterbacks aren't affected by snow or rain. It's the wind. When you see that wind starting to get over 15 or 20 miles an hour in an NFL game, that's when you automatically want to start looking at the under. If there's 25-mile-an-hour winds and the line hasn't adjusted, it would be an automatic play for me to bet the under because those type of situations are so difficult.
That is Ralph Michaels, WagerTalk.com. Make sure that you guys head over to Wager Talk, at Wager Talk on Twitter. Always some amazing information. Those of you joining us on YouTube, make sure you check out their pages too. Ralph, some solid advice, betting strategy this time of year, and he's right. You're talking about second time around now for a lot of these division opponents, like tonight when you got Washington and Philadelphia. You've got a time of year where weather does play a factor in these games, but not necessarily snow or cold, wind. And tonight, and if I'm looking correctly here, but the forecast tonight in Philadelphia, it calls for winds over 10 miles an hour, around the 15 mile per hour. Actually, maybe even gusts higher, closer to 20 miles an hour in Philly. And you heard what Ralph said there. If the wind is over 10 miles an hour in these types of games, they are definitely looking at the under. You should consider the under as a play. The under is 44.5 tonight. Divisional games, by the way, here's another nugget of information for you. Divisional games have gone under just about 60% of the time with double-digit wins, and nearly 70% of the time when the game has been played in December. That's exactly the kind of information Ralph was talking about. That's the kind of stuff that you got to keep an eye on as a sports bettor. These are the things that you got to look at, not just who you think's got the better quarterback or who's got the better team, but these are the types of nuances and the types of things that come into play when you're trying to make a value decision, when you're trying to make a bet on a side one way or the other that you feel has an edge. And tonight, if you're going to be having 15, 20 mile an hour winds, look at the numbers there. Divisional games, check. Washington, Philadelphia, right? 60% of the time, double-digit wins, the under takes place. 70% of the time, the under takes place when that game is played in December. So do with that information what you will, but it should be something that you consider when trying to come up with who it is and what side of this bet and game tonight that you're going to play. The Redskins, 7-4 against the spread. The Eagles are 3-8 against the spread this year. Since 2003, another trend for you to keep in mind, it's been profitable to bet bad ATS teams against good ATS teams after week 6 in the NFL season. All right? Eagles, 3-8. They have been one of the most inconsistent teams all year long. Super Bowl hangover, whatever you want to call it. The fact that Carson Wentz didn't start the year healthy, having to come back from the leg injury, the knee injury. Call it what you want. They've been bombarded with injuries, both on the defensive and offensive side of the ball. It's not been a solid year for Philadelphia. 3-8 ATS. Meanwhile, the Redskins, who lost their quarterback, Alex Smith, they have Colt McCoy starting once again, who didn't look all that bad against the Dallas Cowboys on Thanksgiving. They're a well-rested team at this point coming into the game on the road in Philadelphia, and they are 7-4 this year. So they've actually been pretty profitable against the spread. Eagles, not so much, 3-8. But the trend that we're looking at is that it's been damn profitable to bet those bad ATS teams when they play those good ATS teams after week 6 of the season. So that's kind of what you're looking at here tonight. I like the over myself, 44.5. I think once that wind starts kicking up, I think that's what you're going to be. That's what you're going to be looking at. A lot of sharp money also has hit the over in this game. So it did. It went back. I think they steam moved it a couple of times, didn't they? It went up and then it went back down. It went from 44 to 45. Now it's back down to 44.5. The Redskins currently getting at least 56% of the money. They've moved off of that key number of +7. It is now 6. Is it still 6? Let me check the UWager tote board here. YAHOOSports.eu, where America bets, where this show bets. Let's see, -6 still for Philadelphia. Over-under is stuck at 44.5. I like the under in this game, but it's just going to be a matter of preference. I do think Philadelphia is the better team. Can they cover -6 in these conditions? I think Carson Wentz is the better quarterback. I think Philadelphia is the better team, period. I think all those injuries on the offensive line by the Washington Redskins are going to be very hard to overcome. Let's be realistic there. They've got guys that were working at Applebee's that are on that offensive line right now. Adrian Peterson, I rushed for, 100 yards in 5 weeks, 5-6 weeks. Very, very hard. I mean, very, very hard to look at the Washington Redskins against this Philadelphia front and go, yeah, it's going to be a big night rushing, and they're going to have to be able to run the ball because with 15-mile-an-hour winds, I'm not sure Colt McCoy's got the arm strength. He's not Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz he's a building, dude. He can throw 100-mile-an-hour winds. Not sure Colt McCoy brings that same kind of confidence there. So I do like the under. I don't think Washington's going to be able to score all that much, but it's going to be one of those games where, let's see here, what do we got? It's going to be one of these games that I think we're probably looking, one team is going to be in the 20s, the other team is going to be in the early teens, like 21-10, 21-13, somewhere along those lines. I know a few people have also chimed in about possibly looking maybe do a tease here, maybe tease it up 6 or down 6, depending on what you're looking at. But both of these offenses, I think, have distinct advantages that'll help them at least be able to put themselves in a position to score. I do like the defenses, though, on both of these teams, especially the Eagles here. I think it'll be close. I'm not sure that I would lay 6 with the Eagles, but the 44.5 sounds like a pretty good bet to me. But that's just me. Don't take my word for it. Let's check in with Ralph Michaels, and let's listen to exactly what he had to say about the game tonight. Wasn't a big fan of it. Wasn't necessarily going to make a play on it, but he did have a couple of interesting notes on this game. So let's take a listen.
Alex Smith this year completed 63%. He had a 10-5 ratio. Colt McCoy this year completing 60% with a 3-3 ratio. For this week, I'm going to put the buy sign on Philadelphia. It's a situation where they had to come from behind last week. They were down 19-3. They come back, and they do what they have to do. They have a 22-3 edge coming down the stretch. And Washington on the road, Washington on the road only averaging 338 yards. They're getting outgained by 36 yards per game. In this situation, playing off the Dallas game and then traveling again for a second week against Philly. I talked about don't over-adjust the line too much because you're traveling. The one thing traveling does do is give you a short week of practice. And when you have a newer quarterback like Colt McCoy and you're trying to put more things into the game, it's tough to do. I'm going to say the comeback for Philly was a godsend for at least this week, and we'll see what happens moving forward when they go to that rematch at Dallas the next week.
Yeah. All right. Want to thank Ralph Michaels once again. Don't forget he'll be joining us tomorrow on the show. College basketball is Tuesdays here on the Joe Raineri Show, and Ralph joins us wagertalk.com. So he's liking Philly. He's going to be leaning towards that side tonight, laying the 6. This is the first time these two teams have played. They will get ready for a rematch in just a couple of weeks. I like the under. He likes Philly. Do with that what you may. Good luck. I gave you the numbers that you needed to know there. And if you are just joining us here on a Monday, welcome in. Thanks so very much for stopping by the Joe Raineri Show. You missed Scott from Halftimemagic.com, the CEO. He dropped by a little bit earlier talking about what Halftime Magic is and why there's an awful lot of value in utilizing second-half bets and approaching your betting style by looking at, forget about pregame bets, forget about first half bets. Look at the second half bets when you have an opportunity to be able to see with your own eyes and where you have some data and you can actually decide for yourself whether or not that data lines up with the line that Vegas has given you. A lot of soft lines, second halves of games, and that's what halftimemagic.com does, is they utilize those soft markets. They utilize the information from the first half of games to give you an above-average play in the second half. And listen, they are so confident. I've been using it over the last month. These guys have been nothing but fantastic. Very hard to argue with the results. It kind of changes the way that you approach sports investing and sports betting. And Scott was nice enough. I mean, listen, they are so convinced that once you try halftimemagic.com that you're not going to go back. So they're offering a free 2-day pass to halftimemagic.com. All you have to do is participate here and text us on the show, 305-791-3839. That's 305-791-3839. Just text us halftime. All right, just text us halftime in that text message, and you will be eligible to win a free 2-day pass of plays from halftimemagic.com. Do yourself a favor. Head over to the website. All right, halftimemagic.com. Check out, see what it's all about. But I'm warning you, once you start doing this, it might be very difficult for you to ever bet prior to watching a couple of teams play again. So text us right now, 305-791-3839. If you want, tell us who you like in tonight's game as well. Dallas against Philadelphia. Give us Dallas, Philadelphia. I'm sorry, if I had the right teams, that would be great. How about Washington and Philadelphia? And it's so funny because here we are, Washington and Philadelphia now find themselves looking up at the Dallas Cowboys, who are very close to running away with the NFC East, but those darn Giants won't go anywhere either. But text us now, 305-791-3839. Tell us who you like in tonight's Monday Night Football game, and you too could win yourself a free 2-day pass of plays courtesy of halftimemagic.com. All right, so we like to do a segment here during the week on the show called Meet a Capper. And we try to introduce you to some folks that you may not know about, some folks that fly under the radar, some people that, you know, they're not spending billions upon billions of dollars to try to get in front of you, but they are quality individuals. They're quality capping services. They have been doing it for a while. They are certainly transparent, and I think that is definitely the case with today's Meet Your Capper. We're talking about the legend himself. Now, why do I call him the legend? Well, because he's part of the VIP Sports Legend group. He is the legend in VIP Sports Legend. And we've had an opportunity to get to know him, and we've had an opportunity to be able to follow him on social media, and these guys are great. And I think what stuck out to me was that they recently called, and when I saw them put this up, and I laughed, and I'm like, oh, man. I'm like, this is a bomb. I don't know how they're going to do this. But they ended up nailing the John Ram winner of the 2018 Hero World Challenge, the golf tournament that was just in the Bahamas. They had posted early on in the week that they loved John Ram, and I believe he was, plus 1,200 when we looked at it, right? Because I had Henrik Stenson, and Henrik Stenson was in the top 3, but they had John Ram plus 1,200, and I couldn't believe it. And then, wouldn't you know it, John Ram closes. They win at 1,200. I was floored when I saw that they had nailed it and picked him at plus 1,200. So I thought for sure. I reached out to these guys. They ended up going 10-5 as well yesterday. Had a monster day on Sunday. All verified. All on the up and up. They're not these guys that go ahead and tell you how great they are once the games are over and then they post all their winners there. No, they are very transparent. They did a great job, and they got my respect from pulling out plus 1,200 John Ram in that tournament. To be able to call that and do that on Thursday was pretty crazy. So a shout out to the legend. He is the legend too. Really good guy. If you guys head over to Twitter right now, at VIP Sports Legend, The website is up too. You can check that out, VIPSportsLegend.com. But go check him out. Certainly worth a follow. If he's going to keep putting plus 1,200 picks on that Twitter page for free, guys, you better go take advantage of it. Certainly worth a follow at VIP Sports Legend. 10-5 on Sunday, I believe, over the weekend. They were 10-5 yesterday, not to mention the plus 1,200, plus 155 units over the week. These guys are really solid cappers. I hope to be able to get them on the show, but it's a group of guys. They have 100% money back guarantee. There's no risk to you whatsoever. So definitely somebody, if you are into sports betting, and hopefully if you're watching us, you are, 100% money back guarantee. No risk. Take it away from you. But these guys dropping plus 1,200 winners in golf tournaments is crazy. So at VIP Sports Legend, at VIP Sports Legend. Go take a look at the legend. Tell them that, give him a little tweet there, a little shout out. Tell him I heard you were plus 1,200 John Ram. Kind of pissed me off because I had Henrik Stenson, but that's neither here nor there. I should have listened to the guys over at VIP Sports Legends. All right, coming up, we've got a couple of bowl games that we looked at here today. The lines don't make any sense. Right off the bat. So now that it is bowl season, now that we don't have to argue anymore about who's in, who's not in, should a 2-loss Georgia team be in, I've never seen so many people bitch and moan. We do this every year. It's amazing to me how it is that we have such short memories as college football fans. We say the same shit every year this time of year. It's got to go to 8 teams. We can't have 4. It's got to go to 8 teams. Listen. Georgia, very good team, okay? Are they better than Notre Dame? I'm not convinced that if they played 10 times that Georgia's going to win 9 out of 10 times. Not even close. I also know they got 2 losses. And, yes, they had to play in a championship game. I get it. But the body of work that Notre Dame provided this year and the way the system is set up, hate the game, don't hate the player, Notre Dame deserves to be in. I think OU, with just how historic that offense has been and the numbers that they have put up, there is no way you could keep OU out. OU deserves to be in the number 4 spot. Defense, not great. But the offense was so much, it's the number 1 offense in the country. And they deserve to be in there. Let's see what happens with these top 4 teams, because I do think they got it right. I think we got Clemson. We've got Alabama, we've got Notre Dame, we've got OU. We got the 4 best teams in the country. And, I'm sorry, Georgia Bulldog fans, you can't lose 2. You had an opportunity to win, and you decided not to punt. Kirby Smart, you decided not to. You decided to fake punt. You went for it. I appreciate that. You weren't coaching to not lose. You were coaching to win. I appreciate it. You wanted to keep the ball, but you didn't win. So you could have I find it very hard to argue for a team that controlled their own destiny and didn't win. All right, because not a lot of other teams have that, okay? Not a lot of these other teams had the ability to be able to control like Michigan. I don't feel bad for Michigan at all. Michigan had an opportunity, they controlled they didn't need help. All they had to do was take care of business at Ohio State, and they choked. And I mean choked big time, okay? So don't feel bad for Michigan. OU had to win. OU had to take care against a team that beat them earlier this year. OU took care of business, okay? Georgia had an opportunity, their destiny in their own hands. They controlled what happened to them. And you know what? They didn't win. And they have never won. And as a matter of fact, Alabama and Georgia, the numbers, the last couple of times they've played, I think Alabama has only led in that game for 3 minutes out of the last 2 times they have played, which means that Georgia has dominated those games against Alabama for 4 quarters, only they ended up not being able to close the deal. I can't say a team like that is more deserving to be in than Oklahoma, who took care of business. Georgia didn't. So as far as I'm concerned, you've got the best 4 teams in the country battling for the national championship. That's the way it should be. But there are a couple of games, a couple of bowl games that stood out to me that just initially the lines, it looks like a mismatch. I don't understand what the hell they're doing or what's going on. I think we're going to talk about that here coming up in just a minute, but I do want to remind you guys, and I want to say thank you very much to our friends at Good Greek Moving and Storage, who asked that if you need a mover, if you are somebody in the South Florida area, the 954, the 561, the 305, 786, you name it, if you guys are in need of a mover, or if you're planning on moving to the South Florida area anytime soon. These guys are the official movers. Miami Marlins, Florida Panthers, and they spend most of the year just moving all the Miami Marlins players who they continue to cut and ship out. So nobody does it better than Greek Moving and Storage. You can visit them at GreekMoving.com, or on your cell phone, simply dial ** Greek. And we want to appreciate them and thank them so very much for being a part of the Joe Raineri Show. And we also want to thank a few more of our sponsors: Low Cost Airlines, Superior Cruise and Travel, and of course our friends over at Miami Acura. So coming up here, 60 seconds, we'll be back with a couple of lines that make absolutely no sense to us in the college football bowl season. We'll give you those games, plus we'll give you that TrendyBets.com NBA Play of the Day if you missed it. That's coming up. Don't go nowhere. Be back in 63 seconds. It's the Joe Raineri Show. Happy Monday.
Back pain doesn't take vacations. It never celebrates holidays. It's on the job 24/7 to keep your life exactly where it is, in limbo. But it doesn't have to be that way, because Laser Spine Institute can help you take back your life from chronic neck and back pain. With a less than 1-inch incision, our minimally invasive procedures have provided relief to over 60,000 patients with a 97% patient satisfaction rate. So get ready to stand tall and live the life you've imagined for yourself without pain. Are you or a loved one suffering from a bulging disc, herniated disc, spinal stenosis, pinched nerve, or degenerative disc disease? Call our spine care consultants now for a no-cost MRI review and to learn more. It's time to say goodbye to chronic neck and back pain. What have you got to lose? Laser Spine Institute, the leader in minimally invasive spine surgery.
Call 855-720-BACK. 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 That's 855-720-BACK.
Where do you want to go on a vacation or honeymoon? The Caribbean, Europe, Hawaii, Mexico? How about Disney or a cruise? At Superior Cruise and Travel, we've got you covered. We'll assign you your own travel concierge. They'll help you design a custom vacation plan that you can't find online. And the service is completely free. You can't compare the value of this to any other online travel company. We can help you plan a custom vacation anywhere in the world. We even offer payment plans with no credit card required. Now you pay off your vacation on your time schedule. Call now and mention the promo code RADIO and save up to $500. Book your custom trip. Call Superior Cruise and Travel now and talk to one of the highest rated travel agencies in the country with a 5-star A+ online rating.
800-901-5536. 800-901-5536. 800-901-5536. That's 800-901-5536.
Welcome back in, and a happy Monday to you. It's the Joe Raineri Show, streaming live across every platform known to mankind. We're talking Twitch, Twitter, Periscope, Facebook, YouTube. Want to send a big shout out to the Facebook, the Facebook peeps here. You guys know who you are. Frazier, Kelly, Jonathan, Eva, good to see you guys. Thank you very much. Kevin, Jean, also a pleasure to see you guys. But you guys on YouTube, really piling it in there, and I thank you very much for joining us and making us a part of your day. Subscribe to the channel if you guys like what you're seeing here. We certainly do appreciate the support. So if you can subscribe, if you can hit that little thumbs up, maybe hit the bell in the upper right-hand corner. It'll remind you and notify you every time that we go live. It really would mean the world to us. We try to bring you as much quality information and as many quality sports handicappers, really the best of the best across the country here. Our goal is to make you a better bettor, and how do we do that? Is we help bring the best of the best here to you so you guys get a chance to know exactly who they are. Guys like TrendyBets.com, who, by the way, if you're just joining us, we have their TrendyBets.com, their NBA play of the day. And tonight, it is Rockets at Timberwolves. Rockets -2, total 220. They like the Rockets laying 2 tonight. So that is definitely the play that you want to shoot at. Houston -2. This has been a play that's just about over 70% over the last 30 days here on the show. They have been killing it in the NBA. So they definitely know what they're doing. Their NBA free play of the day, and we have one each and every day here on the show, is the Rockets laying 2. That is your TrendyBets.com free play of the day. All right, I wanted to get to just a couple of the bowl game matchups that I think are way off, that I don't think are even remotely close to where they should be. And one of them has to do with the Franklin American Mortgage. Jesus, could you come up with more names in this damn thing? What is it? The Franklin American Mortgage Music City Bowl bag of crap that nobody cares about. This here is a game that is, quite honestly, I don't get it. It's Purdue. It's taken on Auburn. The spread is Auburn -5, and the over-under is 54. This is going to be December 28th. And why I don't like this game and what stands out to me about this game is the fact that we are talking about two teams in two totally different directions. For Auburn to be playing in a bowl name that has 17 words in it, the Franklin American Mortgage City, who gives a rip bowl music marathon bowl game, yeah, this is not a good time for Auburn football. As a matter of fact, this is not a bowl game they will be excited to be playing in at all. Not to mention Gus Malzahn just took a pay cut to keep his job there at Auburn. And when you look at the other side, Purdue coach Jeff Brom, he's staying there. He opted to stay there. He could have taken the job at Louisville. Louisville tried to persuade him to leave Purdue and come. Purdue had a pretty good year, 6-6. They were in most of their games. It's a upstart, coming up program. They love him there. I can promise you that they are going to be out of their mind excited to play in this game. Purdue is going to have a chip on their shoulder. They are going to look that they can look to prove that they can hang with the SEC and Auburn. You've got two teams with two totally different motivational factors going here. Auburn is not going to be excited to play here. Purdue is going to be beside themselves to play here. So I like Purdue getting 5 points in this game. I think that's probably the way to look at it. And then the other game, too, that I just don't get, and I don't know, this number's got to go up. It's got to be the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl, UCF taking on LSU. And if UCF had their quarterback, if Milton didn't get hurt, we'd be having a totally different conversation, I think. But McKenzie's Milton injury is unfortunately going to put UCF behind the 8 ball, I think. LSU is laying 7 right now. And I'm pretty sure, because this is January 1st, this is one of the big 6. This is a big money game for LSU and UCF. They're going to make an awful lot of money for their schools and for their programs with this. But I just don't know how UCF is going to be able to compete with that defense without Mackenzie Milton under center. LSU -7. I would think it would probably be closer to -9, 9.5, even 10 in this spot. So I do think there is some value right now at LSU -7. To me, that's where you're looking at. LSU's defense played one of the toughest or the toughest schedule across college football this year. So I think UCF is going to see the best defense that they've seen all year. This ain't the Memphis defense by any stretch of the imagination. So, yes, Darryl Mack Jr. was successful in replacing Milton against Memphis. I think he scored 4 rushing touchdowns. They ended up winning 59-41. But this is a different animal. Okay, LSU's defense is not Memphis's defense. So I don't think the freshman quarterback is going to have nearly as easy a time running on this defense as he did against Memphis. So LSU -7, there's some value there. And that I kind of looked at that and kind of went, you know what? Those are the two bowl games right off the bat that stuck out to me. The Fiesta Bowl, LSU -7, and the Purdue-Auburn game. Take the points. Purdue is going to have all the motivation in the world, and Auburn's going to wonder, how the hell did I get here? Why am I here? I don't want anything to do with this game. So those are the two that I have for you. Want to once again thank our good friends over there from HalftimeMagic.com who, if you didn't hear, giving you a chance at a free 2-day pass. That's right, a free 2-day pass of plays from HalftimeMagic.com. Just text us on the show, 305-791-3839. Tell us who you like in tonight's Monday Night Football game. You got the Redskins, you got the Cowboys. Hit us up, 305-791-3839. You'll have an opportunity at a 2-day pass. That's right, make yourself eligible for a free 2-day pass courtesy of HalftimeMagic.com. Want to thank our good friend TrendyBets.com. Don't forget tomorrow, Ralph Michaels will be joining us talking some college basketball. Also, don't forget to take a look at our good friends over at TrendyBets.com. All right, that about does it here. You guys have an amazing Monday night. Enjoy the games. Good luck. We'll be back tomorrow with more cappers, more information, more ways for you to be a better. Thank you guys on YouTube. Thank you guys on Facebook, on Twitter, on Periscope. You guys come back and join us tomorrow, 4 o'clock. We do it all over again. Thanks for making us a part of your day. Enjoy the night. Good luck. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow.